Hi there, friends. Amazing show today. I'm making my famous eggnog cheesecake. It's amazing with a rum raisin sauce. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. Don't forget, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get a notification every time we put up a new video. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this amazing cheesecake. Well, hello there, friends. Again, let me show you how easy it is to make this cheesecake. You're going to love it. It's wonderful. And it's a perfect one to serve for the holidays. It's got a little bit of eggnog test in there. We're going to put some, you'll see. Very nice. Okay, first let's prepare the mold. I use one of those springform mold, and I really like to buy a good quality. I've had those for like 15 years. They work wonderful. So what I do is I close it. I cut a circle for the bottom of it. And then I take a piece of parchment paper and I cut about 1 inch, 1.5 inch higher than what it is. 1.5, 2 inches higher. Okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to close it. Boom. We're going to put it back in there. And what we're going to do, we're going to spray. I got this piece of parchment paper underneath. We're going to spray lightly before we put the paper. And the reason why I do this, friends, is because you see when I put the paper, it sticks, it doesn't give me any issues, right? So then I take the paper that I did. That's really crucial, I promise you. First of all, because it'll make it really easy for you to take it off. That's number one, right? But number two, nothing is going to stick. You see. There's one more trick. There's one more trick. Okay, so we put it right in there, right? And then what we do, because obviously my piece of paper was not long enough, so I put a bandage in there. And I do this. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see it right there, friends. You probably can see it, right? I put a little bit of bandage here. Okay, now, you would think it's enough to do that. It's not enough to do that. What we have to do now, we have to spray the paper very light with a non-stick spray. Okay? Some people don't like to use them. Well, then don't use them. But I promise you, it makes it easy. All right? So, let me wash my hands real quick. And then we're going to make the crust. Now, the crust, a lot of people today are gluten intolerant. So you can make a crust just with nuts. Yeah, you don't need it. The idea is to release the oil from the nuts. Number one, keep your nuts in a freezer. No, really, if you keep them at room temperature, they get rancid. Have you ever had a rancid nut? Oh, terrible. Keep them in the freezer. Take them out a little bit before you use them, though, just in case, all right? So I got about 3.5, 4 ounces of pecan, walnuts, almonds. Put whatever nuts you want in here. And it doesn't matter. And a little bit of dark brown sugar. I got dark brown sugar because I like the molasses. They help stick it together. And I got about, I don't know. I didn't really measure it. I look like about 1/2 cup. Okay? And what we're going to do now, we're gonna process the nuts until they start releasing their natural oil. See, a lot of people add butter. Believe me, I love butter, and I'll add it as many times as I can add it in food. Nothing wrong with that. But in this case, you don't really need it. Let's put the butter in the cake where we can test it. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to process those guys until they start to stick together. You see. Until they start to stick together. And let's look now. You'll see they're not sticking together. See, I want to show you. See, they're not sticking together. Okay? We have to process them long enough so that they stick together. You'll see. They're going to start releasing some oil. And that's when we want to really, really pulse them. You'll see it's starting. It's like wet. We want the consistency of wet sand, kind of like. You'll see in a minute. You don't need to put anything in here to make it greasy. Let's see what we got. We'll put it right in there. We're almost there. I want it to really, really stick, but be careful. If you do it too much, it's going to stick too much, and then you won't be able to work with it. So you have to be very careful. You see, we're almost there, friends. We didn't add anything yet. See, look. You see? It's starting to stick together. All right? So, a little bit more. I may want to pulse it. so I don't do it too much. At this point, you gotta have a little mix up a little bit, you see? We're almost there. I'm like another maybe 4 or 5 seconds, and it's sticking together, you see? That thing right there, it's gonna be enough. Probably when it gets thick like that, it's not mixing on the side of it again, but I think we got it. Let's look at it. Yeah. See, it's sticking together pretty good. So, if you want to put butter on it, go right ahead and put butter. But like I said, you really don't need it. Okay, we're good. All right, so now, folks, now that we prepare the mold, remember, got to do this in the right order. We want to put the nuts in there now. And let's make sure we get all of them. Let's get all the nuts in there. Let's get all the nuts in there. So some people like it a thin crust. Some people like it a thick crust. There's no right or wrong. Whatever makes you happy. Remember, in cooking, there's no rules. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do whatever makes you happy. So here we go. We'll go right there. And then we're going to bang it in. I got to get myself one of those pounding tools. I never have the right pounding tools. So let me grab something to pound. I always forget to do that for some reason. So let me just use this thing here. All we want to do is to pound so it's really nice and tight. You see, friends? Really, really, really nice and tight. Okay. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So now you prepare your mold. Your mold is prepared ahead. I like to clean the side and the middle of it until I get something better. I'm going to do this. You see? Okay, so now it's prepared. Our mold is ready. What you should do now is you prepare it in advance. You can prepare this in advance. You can keep it in the fridge if you're going to make a long time in advance. It's ready to go. Okay? I even like to clean the side a little bit. But you know, I like to clean the sides so the sides are clean and neat. Okay? We don't want to take too much of the non-stick spray. So we got to be careful where I just did this. All right. We're good. Now let's make the cheesecake. This is ready to go. Like I say, you can make this in advance. If you do it, keep it in the fridge. I got about 2 pounds of cream cheese. I want you to take the time to beat it. Really, really. It's got to be room temperature, friends. Because the last thing you want is some granulated cream cheese. You can use mascarpone cheese. Half cream cheese, half mascarpone cheese. It makes it even more creamy. It's wonderful. You can use ricotta cheese. If you use ricotta cheese, though, you got to process it with a food processor. So it's nice and smooth. I'll make another one of those. I got a limoncello cheesecake with ricotta cheese. Oh, amazing. I'll make you that later. So we got the cream cheese in there going on right there. We're going to put some whipped cream in, not whipped cream. We're going to put sour cream in there. Oh, that's got toaster in there. We're going to put a sour cream in there. All right? So just to make things easier, I'm just going to do that because I'm doing it so you guys can see with the camera. So I'm going to put my sour cream right there. Put this right in there. I'm going to put about a cup of dark brown sugar, a cup and a quarter. We got some 1 stick of melted butter. We're going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Whatever makes you happy. We're going to mix this up. You can put a little more if you want. I like my spices to be in the background, not in the foreground. Otherwise, it's just too much. You know, sometimes you're eating something and the first thing you taste immediately is cinnamon. Too much. If you taste it right away, you got too much. Cinnamon, nutmeg, they're wonderful. Great spices. But keep them in the background, not in the foreground. We're going to serve this with a rum raisin sauce. I want to show you how to make that. Well, the cake is in the oven, and we're going to make the sauce. So, we're going to grind all this up. We're going to mix all this up. See, it's nice and smooth already. I have some, about a quarter cup of Frangelico. You can put Kahlua, you can put rum. You don't want to put the booze in there? Don't worry. Don't put it in. It's not like you have to change it either with something else. This is extra flavor, friends. You don't want to put the extra flavor? Don't put it in. Don't worry. It'll be perfect. You can put Grand Marnier in there. It'll be great because I'm going to put some orange. You can put cognac. You can put whatever you want. We'll put the eggs. We're going to try to put one at a time so they incorporate better. It's easier. One whole egg, one or two at a time. It's not rocket science, okay? We're just making a cheesecake. And whip it really nice. Now that we got our mold ready, we're ready to go, friends. All right? And I like that mixer. Then we got the transparent bowl so you guys can see. Years ago, when I had a show on PBS, we had to put a camera in there. Not exactly easy. Pinch of salt, folks. You're never going to test it. Just a little pinch of salt. That's what salt does. It enhances the flavor. Then let me take this out of the way. We are also going to make we're going to put a zest of an orange in there. Let me just do it slowly. Zest of an orange. Let me put this out of the way. Most of you already know how to use this tool because you've seen my channel, but you know, I tell everybody all the time, folks, we get 30 to 40,000 new subscribers every month. So we have 30 to 40,000 people from last month and the months before. That's like 80,000 people who don't know how to use those because they never see me use it. They see all them ding-dongs using it this way. That's not how you do it. You don't take the orange, you put it on top of the tool. You take the tool, you put it on top of it, and you use it like a violin. And you'll see in a minute how quick it is for you to zest anything. And you don't go to the same place twice. You don't want to go to the same place twice because what's underneath? The pith. And the pith is bitter. You don't want that in there. So look. You put it in there. Look. Check it out. You see how cool that is? All right. I hope the camera was able to get that. So then you guys can see it. See, look. It goes right in there and it's clean. So next time you see somebody else going like this, leave him a message. Tell him, dude, you got to learn to use the tool correctly. So here we go. It smells delicious to begin with. You get so much more flavor out of a zest of an orange than you get out of a whole orange. It's amazing. See, look. We didn't go to the same place twice. So here we have it right there. Let me get another clean spatula. You know how much stuff I dirty every time I do a segment? So here we go, folks. Put it right in there. And that's all it is. That orange is going to give it, it's amazing how much one orange can give you, how much flavor one orange can give you. All right, we're done. Pretty simple, right? Mix it up really good. Take this out of here. There's two more things I got to show you. First, let me take all this stuff out of the way. See, I put this on top of the stove. I made it easier to clean. Two more things I got to show you. All right, so this is done. Let's go up. And let me clean it up a little bit so I don't waste too much. Especially I see there's some orange peels on there. And we're going to put all this in there. All right. Let's check it to make sure there's nothing in the bottom. So remember, really important, friends, make sure you really mix your cream cheese before, so it's nice and smooth before you mix everything else. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of lumps in there. I mean, they'll go away when you cook them. But so we're going to pour this right in there. And now you'll understand the benefit of having 1 extra inches, because you'll see when it bakes, it's going to rise. So at least you know why now we got the paper on there. It makes it really simple. So now, if you have a really high quality spring foam pan like that, they are leak-free, which means it's not going to leak. But let's say you don't have one of those. You got one of them old one that your grandmother gave you and you're attached to it, you don't want to throw it away. I want you to put this in a water bath. If you put this in a water bath and your mold is not leak-free, water is going to get into your crust, and we don't want to do that. So you know what I do? You take a little piece of aluminum foil, then you get piece of aluminum foil. You cut it. You put it right in there. You close it just a little bit. Right? Just like this. So then if your pan is not leak free, and then you take some hot water, and top from the top. Those things leak everywhere, no matter how it is. It's supposed to be a pouring thing, and look at it, my kitchen is floated. Let me put just a little bit more. We don't need that much more, really. Just a little bit more. I don't know about you guys, but I can't find one of those things to pour without leaking everywhere. Oh, now it's working, look. Stay away from the pouring, and it's working. I got the oven going at 350 degrees, friends. All right, and we're going to cook it slowly. Could take an hour and a half. I want to cook it until the center is done. So I open my oven. I'm ready to go. I am at 350. I'm going to go slowly so I don't put the water everywhere. I got it in a roasting pan. Everybody got a roasting pan. And let me tell you, friends, this is going to produce an amazingly beautiful cheesecake. So we're going to cook it. I'm going to clean up, and I'm going to make a sauce, and we're going to serve with it. So I'll be back real quick to make a sauce, and then when the cheesecake is cooked, we're going to have to wait until it's cooled completely. I'm going to clean up the kitchen, and we're going to come back and make a nice sauce to go with it. All right? I'll be right back. All right. I cleaned up the kitchen. Cheesecake in the oven doing amazing. We're going to make a quick sauce. Really easy. And the cool part of it is the sauce needs to cool. So does the cheesecake. So we're going to finish all this tomorrow. You'll have to come back tomorrow. No. We'll be right back. So look, I got cream in here. 2 cups of cream boiling. I'm going to thicken them. Okay, really simple, friends. I'm thickening them with your cornstarch. You can use arrowroot, tapioca powder, whatever thickener makes you happy, okay? And we're going to thicken it just a little bit. And you'll see, cornstarch loves heavy whipping cream. Those two are meant to be together, let me tell you. So we're going to watch it. We don't want it to be too thick, but we want to be thick enough. We're going to put some brown sugar. I got dark brown sugar. Got about a half a cup. Really, put as much as you want, really. It's up to you, my friends. Vanilla. I use Tahitian vanilla. You use whatever vanilla you want, but pure Tahitian vanilla. Oh, yeah. Measure carefully, yeah? Now, look. Now, it's looking good already, right? It's looking good already, but I'm going to turn the heat off because I want to show you something. Because it's really important. I like to show you stuff that is very important. I show you. You see, look. If we look, you see right there? I don't know if you can see, friends. But it's not very smooth. I mean, like, it's all about texture, remember? Texture is a conductor of flavor. If I have a bumpy texture, not going to say the same. It's not going to taste the same as if it's smooth as silk. So what do? We take the emulsion blender. We take this right there. And this, my friends, is going to make it so smooth. You see? You're going to see in a minute. I don't know really if you're going to be able to see. I turned the camera off. I mean, the camera. I turned the heat off. I don't turn off camera. Okay. I'll show you. Now, this tool right there that I'm using, my friends, we're going to use it again tomorrow when it's cold. I'm going to show you. Look. You see what that did? Look how much smoother that made it. It's difficult to see, but you see, look, no more bumpies. You will not believe the difference on your tongue. Remember, it's all about the tongue. It's going to be nice and smooth. You see right here? So, don't be afraid. It looks a little liquid right now. Trust me, that's going to thicken when it cools. So what we're going to do, we're going to put it in a glass bowl, right? We're going to cover it up with a plastic wrap, right? And then we're going to let it cool. This is the easiest sauce in the world. You know what I didn't do? I didn't test it. How am I supposed to know if it's good? I made it 1,000,000 times, so I know. But just in case you'll be on the safe side, you test it to make sure it's got the right amount of sugar. Perfect. You know what I forgot? Pinch of salt. I don't care if you're making sweet or savory. Always put a pinch of salt. Okay? All right? Always put a pinch of salt in there, my friends. Put a little more vanilla in there. Just a little bit of vanilla. You, come back over here. Just a little bit of vanilla. So now, you're wondering, what's the frangelico for? What's the rum raisin for? We're going to put it in, but not until this is cold. Okay? Because when it cools, it's gonna thicken. And then we're going to have to make it somewhat liquid again. And then we're going to put the booze, and then we're going to put the raisins that have been marinated in rum. This, my friends, are going to make an amazing sauce. Regular raisin, you put rum, you put frangelico, you put Kahlua, put cognac, put whatever you will booze in there. If you don't drink booze, you know, do it in juice, like apple juice. Apple juice is perfect for this, okay? Or yeah, apple juice. And let it marinate it. You can put them in the refrigerator in booze for months. In apple juice, just for a few days. And if you don't have the time to let them soak, what you want to do is you want to put them in the microwave oven for like a minute or two, and that plumps them up, okay? All right? So we're going to let that cool. We're going to let the cheesecake cook, and then we'll come back. We'll finish the whole thing, all right? We'll see you whenever everything is done. We'll be back. Well, hello there, friends. The end of the segment. It's all ready to go now. We got to cut that cheesecake. So I want to show you first of all how I keep it. I took it out of the oven, let it get to room temperature for a good 2.5 hours. It was still a little warm. I take a glass bowl, boom, I put it right on top of it, okay? So it doesn't dry out on us, right? And now we got to take it out of the mold. So there's a little trick in here, okay? Not difficult. Nothing I do is complicated when you understand the whole thing about it, right? So what we're going to do is we want to kind of get rid of this pepper a little bit. See, we want to get rid of the pepper a little bit, so maybe we'll just tear. Just it doesn't really matter. Just tear so we can get rid of it, so it's not in our way right here. In our way of what? Ha! Okay, I got this. This is the bottom of a torch pan. You know, the removable bottom? That's what I use. Use a piece of paper, use a cake. You know, sometimes you get cake, it comes with a cardboard, use that. Use whatever you can use that is very flat. You're going to see why. We're going to spray. Very simple, light coat of non-stick spray. Very important to do this, friends. First, let's just release it. Let's just release the mold. Sometimes I forget to do things, as you know. So I'm going to take it out of there so it'll be easier to handle. Let me take this out of the way. Let me take it out of there. Okay, and all we got to do is just open it, right? We're going to open it, and you'll see it's going to release really easy. Let's just take the paper out of it completely, so then we don't need to worry about it. All right, here we go. Bam, bam. Okay, so now what do? Well, we have our metal. It could be paper, it could be whatever you want. You want to spray it. If you don't spray it, you're going to have issues. Okay, we take it right there, and then we do, one of those. Now we're going to take the mold. Come to Papa, gently, please. Thank you. See? Remember the paper we put in the bottom? Here it is, right there. So now how do we flip it back? Very simple. We take a plate, then fits exactly. It just happened to have one of my big dinner plates. Put it right on there like this. Take the thing. And now, 1, 2, 3, get ready. Up, here we go. And here we have it, friends. There you go. You see? Beautiful. We didn't take any other crust. You see, we took a little bit out. That's why I want to make sure you spray it. If you don't spray it, you're going to have issues. Okay, now at this point, you could put a little bit of powdered sugar on here to make it look pretty. As little or as much as you want. It doesn't really matter. I want to go and explain you about the sauce, friends. Because remember, we made that sauce. So now, this is what happened. Okay, I made the sauce, and look what happened. You see? It looked like Jell-O. It looked like Jell-O. All right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. What we're going to do, we're going to put this here for now. We're going to take a whisk and see if we can do it with a whisk. Okay? I'll show you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for smooth as silk. And you see, it's very thick, right? How am I going to pour that on there? Well, you see, when you mix it. So You want it to be very, very, very smooth, friends. If it is not as smooth as you want it to be, let me put this here. You can take your immersion blender right there and put it in there. This will do the job, I promise you, friends. We want it to be smooth, 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 smooth. Okay? See, I want to do that because you're going to have the same experience, friends. You take it out, you're going to go, Mamma mia, that looks like Jell-O. Okay, let's make sure we take the side of it so we don't leave any of it because we want it to be, the whole thing has to be nice and smooth. You're going to have that experience, I promise you. So that's why I don't hide anything so you guys don't have any bad experience. You see right there, look, it's getting there. I want to be very smooth now. Now you see why I didn't add the raisins. Okay, so let's look at it. Now, as an eggnog deal, you're supposed to put bourbon. You can put bourbon in there if you want. You can put cognac. You can put whatever makes you happy. It doesn't really matter what it is you put in here. I love Frangelico. But let me get another spoon. I want to go over and show you. Look at it. You see right there, friends? Look at this. You see? That's thick enough. But the beauty is, if it's too thick, guess what? You can put a little bit more. I love Frangelico. Okay, so I use Frangelico. But you could use cognac. You can use bourbon if you really want to make it a flavor. Or you can use rum because I got rum in the raisins. Now let's look. Look at this. Look at it. Let me tell you something. You could just drink that. Okay? Or you can rub it all over your body. This will make you very appetizing. I'm just saying. Rum raisins. Remember? Those guys have been marinated in rum. Put them in there. Put as little or as much as you want, my friends. Okay? As little or as much as you want. This sauce, I promise you. You serve this. You see how simple that was to make? Remember, right? You put this on top of a chocolate cake, on top of a cheesecake. On top of it, any dessert. This sauce right there is absolutely amazing. Okay? So, what we're going to do, we're going to take it. Amazing. I'm going to clean up a little bit, then I'm going to take a slice of it, and we're going to decorate it, and then I'm going to eat it. So let me just clean up a little bit. Okay, friends, we're going to play a game. I got a cooking tool here. You got to leave it in the comment. I want to know how many of you know what this is. It's a cooking tool, okay? I know what you're thinking. It's put together by a company called Fat Daddy-O. Fat Daddy-O. You get 4 of them in a package. I won't tell you what it is, but let's see how many of you, just to give you an idea, it's a baking tool, okay? All right, gonna leave it right here. At the end of the video, don't let me forget to tell you what it is, okay? All right, we're gonna cut that cheesecake. And for this, friends, I like to take a hot knife, I wanna make sure I clean every slices, right? We're gonna go in, we're gonna take a slice. If your knife, okay, now, see I just put it in right now, right? So wipe the knife, wipe it really clean every time you do a cut, otherwise you're gonna have a mess, right? Cut a nice piece. Get it ready for the next time. Clean the knife. Get it ready for the next time, okay? I'm only gonna take 1 slice for now, because I wanna show you. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. Look at this, my friends. Look at this. Let me just move this out of the way. So then, I only have 1 to deal with, right? And then what we're going to do, friends, we're going to take a little bit of whipped cream, just for fun. Just for fun, we're going to put just a little rose of nothing special. Then we're going to take some orange peel. Remember, there's orange in there, right? So I take an orange peel and I get one of those zester. See, one of the zester. Just for fun, This is like nothing really big deal, right? Make it a little elegant, right? And then you take a little mint, a leaf of mint, right? And you put it right in here like this. You can put a raspberry in there if you wanted to, but I don't think we need it, right? And then what we're going to do, We're not gonna take the sauce here, my friends. You can put it in the front, you can put it in the back, but wherever you want, you can put it all over the place. I could have put the sauce all over the place and then put the whipped cream on top of it, however you want to do it. Let me get a fork, my friend, because this is the best part. I gotta eat this. I have to. I just have to eat it. Let me tell you, it is so amazing. Beautiful, creamy. Oh, one more thing. Oh, oh yeah. One more thing. Before I forget, friends. Very important. Let it go. Let it be at room temperature for an hour before you eat it. Because if it's too cold, you're not going to be able to test it. So, how many of you guessed? Then this is a cooking tool. Then you put, what I do with it? Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. Here's how you do it. When you get whipped cream, if you can't use it all or you want to make it in advance, you take your cooking tool, you put it at the end so the whipped cream doesn't dry out. Friends, I hope you enjoyed the segment. I love doing it. It was a lot of fun. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and by all means, ring that bell so you get notification. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for another fantastic video.